Oh no.
I forgot to unmute us. I'm a moron. Okay, we're
No.
gonna take it from the top. We're gonna forget that I just insulted Dark.Pch. We're gonna jump straight into. Welcome
Ese
back
me
to
habrá
another
blessing in
episode
disguise.
of the Paisycord podcast. Today I'm joined by illustrious guest who so magnanimously comes on like every week basically. It's Dark.Pch. He's on over here to my
Pretty much
left.
insulted him.
Right after I insulted him. It was a joke though. He knows it was a joke.
Oh
Literally
my
every
god.
single time I have Dark.Pch on this podcast, like I'm introing him, and every single time I say, "Yeah, we love Dark.Pch. We all love Dark.Pch." So I mean, he knows. He knows this is a joke. I hope. Also joining me today.
Yeah.
Also joining me today is I guess you could say like Poyo Princess, because you're always in here like doing the Kirby emotes, the Kirby dance. Yeah. It's Crown. We're joined by Crown. Hello, Crown.
Hi.
Crown does not have
Webcam.
no webcam today, but that's not a big deal. That's fine. We
No,
have
you're
me.
gonna
We
see
have
my Kirby
Dark.Pch.
face.
So we've got a couple people to look at least. And then finally, I am your host, always here, always hosting. It's me, Shnoork. I run the show. I press all the buttons, do all the behind the scenes. I'm that guy. So we have two very old people on the podcast today, Crown and Dark.Pch.
Okay.
Look, you're the one who brought it up. You're the one who came on and said we're going to talk about Brawl today. This is going to be the Brawl podcast.
Brawl.
My experience with Brawl was I was a kid. I was like, I don't know, probably 12 or something, 10 or 12 or whatever, playing on the Wii. That was the first game that I introduced my little brother to video games. He was 3, so naturally I demolished him every single game. We played Subspace. We played subs. Well, how was I going to let him win? He was 3. Like, you can't even let that person win. Doesn't know what he's doing. What are you going to do? Presses one button, and then that's it. That's all he can do. He's too little. He's too little. But he learned. He learned, and now he's not that bad at games anymore. No. He's like 15, 16. I can't remember. Something like that. Not a great brother.
Honestly, my first experience with Brawl mostly was playing it at a friend's house during scouting, and it was just so happened to be a party and such. It was just like whatever. And then I happened to catch MLG Dallas after a bunch of stuff with like I guess you could say my first tournament I ever really watched was Apex 2012. After that one, it just kind of flew from there. But I was always playing Brawl like beforehand because I would always watch it on the MLG website. I do know that Twitch existed around that time, but like definitely did not have a lot of Twitch experience around there. It was mostly on MLG.com because I know they tried to run. I don't know if it got canceled because of Nintendo or not, but I know they tried to run a circuit back then. I know they did one eventually for Clash tournaments because of Chia, but I don't know if they ended up having a sponsored one.
Yeah. Not to cut you off, but we just got joined by our fourth and final guest. He's a grown man. He's a full human, whole human. There's a small child in the background. It's Foophy. Foophy the dad.
Hey.
You see him all the time. He's in our meta channels. He's always helping people out. He's always giving advice. Yeah, no, what a guy. Happy to have you on the podcast, Foophy. We were just talking about a game from 15 years ago or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about Brawl, baby.
About Brawl. Crown and
I had trouble like getting to terms with it when it first came out because it wasn't Melee.
Yeah.
Consider that a blessing.
But you know, like years later with all the Project M stuff, like I've come around.
Yeah. It was really fun because like back then I started out as like a stupid Rob main, and then I played Falcon, and then the more I got into it, I started playing Peach, and then of course Meta Knight. Meta Knight is like I guess my soul main to this day. I can't get away from Meta Knight ever since this day. It's like I've been cursed to live with him to this day, even in Ultimate, even if he's like not that great in Ultimate anymore.
I feel like whenever I hear people who are like really into Brawl talk about Brawl, I feel like a lot of people liked Meta Knight. Like a lot of people liked playing Meta Knight, doing the ditto against Meta Knight because they felt like it was a really big like showcase of skill almost.
I'll say this: if you were around the community back then, that's absolutely not true.
No,
that's like that's like a retrospective thing. Like, if you were actually around back then when people played versus Meta, everybody fucking hated playing versus Meta Knight, dude. Everybody hated him. Like, literally, he was banned from tournaments after a while because it was just Apex. Like, Apex was the one that controlled everything, if I remember right. I think Apex just made a rule set. It's like, no, fuck. I was like, we're keeping Meta Knight because of Otori and everybody coming over here, and then everybody's like, but we don't like Meta. Like, no, we're playing with Meta Knight either fucking way, damn it.
I mean, if you think about it, what was Brawl without Meta Knight? Like, what else were you gonna do? You had Ices. You had some people played Zero Suit. Like, what else was there? It was Meta Knight. Brawl was Meta Knight. You can't take Meta Knight out of Brawl because then, like, what even is the game?
A fun game.
It was. It is a fucking fun ass game. Much better than Smash.
Meta Knight, the game would be.
I remember I had a lot of fun with it when I was a kid. That's for sure. I mean, like, Subspace Emissary is the one thing that people still to this day talk about, saying like, we want a story mode like Subspace Emissary.
Yeah. It's literally upper echelon of what Smash should be.
And it had that one cutscene that everyone knows. Like, oh, if you say like the one cutscene from Subspace Emissary, everyone knows what you're talking about.
Are you talking about the Captain Falcon one?
No, you know the one.
No.
It's the one subspace cutscene. You know, is the one where they're all flying. They're all flying. They fly to the portal.
There's a lot of iconic ones.
They fly to the portal and the song plays.
Oh.
It's that one. It's the most iconic one. Everyone loves that one.
I think it's the more so the Captain Falcon one.
The one where he appears and then he like
he randomly just appears and kills all the Pikmin.
Kills
like, hey, out of my way, bitches.
Slaughters a herd of Pikmin and their families.
And Olimar's just like, what the fuck, bro?
Olimar's just over there like, oh, dude, do you know how long it took me to get those?
If you play Pikmin, you know how long it takes to get that much.
Do you know how long it took me to get that lineup?
No, our other guest in the corner, Dark.Pch, he actually was one of the best players in Brawl 2. I remember watching a couple of his sets along with like Nicole, Slayers, and then Key along in Japan as well. A lot of those guys were doing some fantastic fucking work back then with Peach.
Yeah, no, Dark.Pch is like, when I think of Brawl, I think of Dark.Pch. I think Dark.Pch is like that big Brawl head. It's like just one of those names, you know. He Brawl.
Definitely.
I also think of Melee. I think of Melee because when I think of Dark.Pch, I'm like, oh yeah, Dark.Pch. He's from Melee.
Yeah, they came to the scene in 2000. Competitive 2000.
Yeah, no, it's interesting how we all kind of gravitate to certain games like that. Like, I feel like very few people are going to have that experience with Smash 4, where it's like, oh, so-and-so, Smash 4.
Yeah, I didn't have any fond memories with Smash 4, so I'm not that grateful towards Smash 4 as some other people are.
Not a huge fan of that game. I played the shit out of it. I liked it. I liked it in the moment because it was Smash, and I played with my friends, and we were interested in this competitive scene. But all things considered, that game, not great. Did not. It looks like they're playing in molasses when you look at it now. Like, you look at the hype clips.
I think it was an okay game. I think it was all right until Bayonetta Cloud came out. After that, that's when the game.
Well,
really
even before that, you could say even before that, there was Diddy Kong and there was Zero Suit, and Mario. Yeah, but like, there's always a problem with that game.
There is a problem, but everybody usually got over that game. But Brawl, we always had to deal with that shit. We always had to do it. It was either adapt or get the fuck out.
Yeah, Brawl, no patches. You're stuck with what you got.
Yeah, so I will say though, on the Meta Knight topic, I don't think people were like, I know people hated Meta Knight, but I don't think people hated Meta Knight as much as they hated Ices. Like, literally, people just asked. I don't know if people.
I don't know because like Ice, there was a few characters that did really well against Ice. Meta Knight is just too ridiculous, too safe.
Yeah, you just couldn't touch Meta Knight, like, especially after YouTube King found out about the infinite gliding under the stage and shit. It's like, yeah, good luck actually trying to catch that. Because, like, I think there's a couple of rules we had to implement into the current rule set today because of Mewtwo King Meta Knight back in Brawl.
Yeah, leave it to M2K. It's always going to be Mewtwo King who finds the bullshit broken stuff, right?
Either
like, that's such an M2K thing.
Either very broken or very just like, okay, we don't need this right now. What the fuck are you doing? type of shit. Like, I don't remember who found the infinite dimensional cape, but I would not be surprised if it was Mutant King who found it or like Otori.
I honestly couldn't say. I was not in that scene like that.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. That's what I'm trying to figure it out. I was like, I don't remember who did, but I know it was like midlife sprawl, somewhat. I don't know. Um, I think the biggest memory of me was mostly like getting to actually meet Nicole at a random just Smash 4 tournament early. Like early Smash 4. And I'm just like, holy shit, I know who you are. And she's like, oh, I don't know who you are. And I'm like, oh, I remember your Peach from Brawl. You were one of the best Peaches I remember. And she was really good. Trust me, she was actually really good. She moved to Houston for a little bit of time, but she's always from the Midwest. She's like, I think, I don't know, Illinois, Ohio, somewhere around there. But she was always in the Midwest, like doing really well out there with Peach. And as far as everybody knows, Peach and Brawl was like mid tier. She was all right. Like you wouldn't see her at top level, but except for like maybe counterpick matchups like versus Ices, but she was like okay. Like you would definitely see her like winning some locals, but not anything really big.
It's kind of funny you mentioned that because it makes me realize she's kind of just like gradually gone up on the tier list over the years, hasn't she? Except like barring Melee. But Melee, she's like high tier, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think she's the
Bottom 5?
bottom of high tier.
Bottom high. Okay, I was gonna say Armada is not out here playing no bottom 5 character. Yeah, no, like you figure like except for Melee, like if you say Brawl mid tier and then Smash 4, I think most people said high tier, mostly
Yeah.
because like she was just invalidated by everyone above her, but like everyone below her, she was like better than. She was kind of like that perfect placement where it's like, yeah, obviously you would put Peach right here, this one spot in high tier, and now you have Ultimate where she's top tier. Although a lot of people are putting some dirt on that name. They got that Wi-Fi brain rot, and they're over here like Peach top tier, no, bottom of high, because they forgot. It's been so long they've forgotten the scars of the past.
Man, that's that's still just so in the air to this day. It's like people really don't know where Peach is in the meta still. It's like this game is actually like what 3 years old now.
Something like
It's
that,
gonna
yeah.
turn 3 in December, but like shit, people don't know where Peach is in the ultimate meta still. Like some people will say top 3, some people will say top 10. Some people are like, oh no, she's just high tier. Like even some unironically I've said mid tier, and I just look at those people like, what are you doing? What kind of Peach are you fighting?
Well, the saying goes is if you forget history, it's bound to repeat itself. So
I mean,
she's due for a comeback.
History definitely repeated itself with Meta Knight until this game. Meta Knight versus Peach and Daisy
Yeah,
at this
right.
point. It's like, yeah, that matchup was just always atrocious until Ultimate. Now Ultimate is like even.
That Smash 4 Meta Knight matchup.
Oh yeah, baby! Just get dash attack once at 0%.
Dash attack once
your
and you
stock
die.
is gone.
I actually really
You're-
liked that matchup because, like, even though it was ridiculous in that sense, I liked that challenge of like you're playing a different early game and that you're playing to get hit to a certain percent, and then you're like, okay, now I'm safe.
Oh god! Again, it just feels like Brawl Ices all over again. It's like, oh yeah, you really just cannot get hit or grabbed because if you get hit or grabbed once, you're probably going to get fucked over real hard. I know. I don't know if Vinny played Ices early in Brawl or if it's just a newer thing for Vinny, but I remember fighting him at SmashCon. That I swear we almost went timeout on all 3 games. Like it was frustrating. I was just like, how the fuck did I play against this character back then?
It's true to this day. It's like there are just some matchups where you have to play it so slow and so carefully that it's gonna be like that like every single time, you know. Like
It
I
really
think
is.
I think more people need to open their mind to that kind of thing where it's like they have to learn this is a really bad matchup. I have to play it very slow and carefully instead of just rushing in like an absolute goober and getting destroyed. But that's not a topic that any like of those lower level players are here yet. I think Dark.Pch knows. We've talked about it so much. Is like these newer players who don't really know that kind of patience and they're always rushing in.
Yeah, like I said, it's rare for me to see a Peach and Daisy player that have patience and are not in the air 24.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I think another big thing too is just like I think a lot of Peach and Daisy players complain about Ultimate Peach. They're like, "Oh my god, I can't kill anything." I'm like, "Have you played Brawl Peach?" She literally just you had to work so damn hard for your kills. It was just ridiculous. And I'm like, "Hey, if you really want to know how it is to not kill, go play that game. Just literally go play that game. Imagine fighting imagine fighting Snake in that game. That matchup I will stand to this day. That matchup was so fucking bad. I hate that matchup so much. Like he just would not die unless you got him over 200% because he was actually a super heavy in that
Yeah,
game.
that's right.
Thank God they nerfed his way in this game.
She had a kick for her up air instead of a rainbow, and I very much prefer the rainbow.
I swear I've gotten more kills with up air than I did with Ashley outside.
I missed that kick. I would freaking upper loop people. Like Wolf, he got it the worst in that game. I can just up air him to death.
I
And
think for me in Brawl, I played because I was a kid. I played a lot of Ike just because like he was a fun character to play. He's Unga Bunga. But because I was playing with my brother, who I mentioned was 3, I felt the need to handicap myself. So I'd play characters like Ganondorf and Puff, and like that was the start of me being like, oh, low tiers are pretty fun. Like playing trash characters, this is
oh
fun.
no.
This is fun to do. I even did it a bit in Smash 4 just because like they're fun characters. Uh, Absolutely would not recommend for like any level of competition. But no, like fun game. If the game is fun, even the bad characters are fun to play.
Yeah. Um I didn't do too much in Brawl either. Like we had San who's in I think Tri-State. He did really well with Ike. I don't know if anybody else did well with him though. That's like the only Ike I knew of. Um and then of course my picture, Boyo, Kirby. I think it was like Mike Kirby. I don't know if Mike Kirby was in Brawl or not, but I know Kiwi Chudat as well did well, though Chudat came up with like it's true that he had to come up with like the craziest and most like easiest strategy with Kirby. So since in Brawl you couldn't take ledges like you could in Smash Wii U or Smash Ultimate now, you would get ledge invincibility every time you re-grabbed a ledge. So he just literally just would time people out by just sitting there and engulfing them. And if you dare got close without like a destroy or anything, or you had a projectile, you would just get engulfed, and he would just like do the cheesy Kirby suicide thing, where like, okay, you get spit out, I footstool you, and now you're dead.
I feel like Kirby is probably like the first character that anyone ever plays when they pick up Smash because it's like he looks simple, he looks cute. Like, oh, Kirby, I'll play him, and he eats people, and that's fun. I feel like every single child I have ever seen who has touched a Smash controller, whether it was N64 or like any of them, it's always been Kirby. Kirby's the go-to.
Kirby or Mario, it's definitely one of the two.
Even then,
Yeah.
like Mario's like, yeah, he's Mario, but I feel like there's so many other characters you see them, and you're like, I want that one instead, you know?
Yeah, that's very true. Especially with Ultimate, like there's so many new characters now compared to like what it was back then. It's just like, oh yeah, you'll see anybody really playing like any like iconic character from like their game and such. And you're right, I've definitely seen more kids playing Kirby than I have any other character. Even back in Brawl, it's just like, oh, who do you want to play? It's like, oh, I want to play Peach or I want to play Kirby. And it's just like, oh, okay. Kirby's all right. Kirby's all right in Brawl. Peach is also all right. So go for it, I guess.
I think one of the first characters I played in Brawl was Olimar, because I was like, oh, that's a neat name, and oh, that's a neat little character. I'll give him a shot. And then I couldn't recover because of his tether was just shit. And then I just died, and I couldn't do anything because I didn't have any Pikmin. And I was like, wow, never touching this character again.
Neither did you know that character was actually really fucking.
It's actually really good. I like Olimar now though. Like I started playing Olimar a bit in Smash 4, just for the memes, and I was like, oh, I like this character. And then in Ultimate he was really good, and I was like, oh, I like this character. I think my favorite part is you just throw the Pikmin at him, and then you're like, get him, boys, like a mobster from like a movie from the 50s, and That's my favorite part about playing Olimar.
Sounds like a lot
boys.
it sounds like a lot of former community member Zyvon. She doesn't really play this game much anymore because of unfortunate circumstances, but she used to always play Olimar, Kirby, just the most like she would have like the biggest lineup of characters and still just win regionals and locals. I'm like, how are you doing this? Because like if you're talking to anybody in Smash, like who's a top player or anything, they're like, oh yeah, don't go for like one or two characters. After two characters, you're doing too much. And then she's just like, screw that shit. I'm just winning everything with like 5 freaking characters in my lineup.
Little did you know, I main random.
I mean the random button.
Yeah,
You
no, I
can't
feel
say
like
you can't.
there was a while for like Smash 4, because I played Smash 4 mostly on the DS, because I didn't have a Wii U, because who the fuck had a Wii U? I played on the 3DS, and it was just a really good format for that, because I could literally just sit there, I could throw it on random, 2-minute timer, and I could just have fun for 2 minutes with some random character, you know? And yeah, no, at that point, like, that's how you explore the roster, is by messing around with everyone and having fun with it. I think that was a
That's
good
absolutely true.
experience.
Yeah, I think that's the first step to everybody picking a main is just like just go in, just literally just go in training mode or go into go into Smash and then just play around with the CPU, figure out who fits you the most. Because like, um, fun fact in Smash 4, the first 2 characters I started playing were Rosalina and Shulk. But then I just stuck with Rosalina for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years, and then I went back to Peach, and then I actually got better results with Peach than I did with Rosalina. But then again, experience does help, you know. Even if you like, you may have not touched the character for so long, but you still kind of get the feel of the character way more than anybody else who's like brand new to the character.
Yeah. Uh, we get a lot of people who come through our Discord who have come through our Discord over the months and years and whatnot, that I've always just had this weird character crisis where, like, they're the type of person who's just started playing the game and just started getting into it competitively, and they're like, oh, I have a character crisis. I don't know who to play. But it's like, dude, you don't know who to play because you haven't played the game. Like, you got to like play the game first, you know? Like, you need time as a casual before you can start tackling this game competitively, because otherwise, like, you don't have that foundation of game knowledge of, like, this is how you approach, like, these are the stages, and like this is how you do like basic stuff like recover. This is how every character's up B works. This is how all the characters feel, how you get a feel for how they play, you know? It's just
Yeah,
some people
and then
just like tackle it too quickly.
yeah, and then sometimes the character that you pick from like not even playing the game might not work out for you. Like I know for me that actually came very recently with Pyramitra. Like Pyramitra is actually like one of my most wanted characters in Smash Ultimate because I love Xenoblade 2. It's probably my favorite game of all time because I put like hundreds of hours into that game. But then I tried to play them and it's just like they aren't really for me. So I've been in a sort of character crisis ever since. But now I'm playing Shulk Meta Knight at this point. But I always will have Higher Mentor there because it's like that's like my dream character I've wanted. That's like my dream character I've wanted in this game since the beginning. So there's no possible way that I'm like going without them.
Yeah, we see you and Uzer all the time in chat being like, yo, check it, Shulk. And it's always like, oh, you, Shulk.
Oh, yeah, no, that's Blossom. Blossom's always like the shut
Yeah,
the fuck
no.
up, Shulk face.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We've got Arius in chat, though. Arius made a good point, though, about the character crisis thing. There's 80 characters in this game. There's 81 now with Kazuya, I think, and we're going on 82. It is very easy to fall into that character crisis the territory, you know? But like I said, I really think the solution to that is, like, play the game for fun first, you know? Like, when Ultimate came out, I was already interested in, like, the competitive stuff. I went to a few locals in Smash 4. I was terrible. I was a scrub because, like, it was my first few locals, and like you think you know things, but really you don't. When Smash Ultimate came out, I wanted to just play the game for fun for a bit. Like I spent like 2 months, 3 months just screwing around, having fun, having a good time, messing with characters. I was like, I might not want to main Peach because I've main Peach for the past year or two like that. So I'm gonna try other characters. I remember I tried messing with Falco. I messed with Fox because like they were both fun characters. I liked how fast they were and they were interesting like that. I gave up on them though. I remember Wario. I remember right when the game came out, I did my classic modes. I ran through classic mode with everyone,
Yeah.
and I remember fighting Wario at one point, and I was like, "Holy fuck, Wario is incredible. He is so fast. He's got his frame data, his movement speed. This is really good. This is a really good character." And then literally like a week later, oh, there's Gluto. He's pulling first at majors with Wario, and I'm like, "Oh, not surprised at all." Because yeah, no, that makes sense. I had the same experience with Greninja, where I was like, I fought a Greninja, and it was just like, wow, that was a really good, like, that's a good character. And I don't know where most people put Greninja now on the tier list. I feel like high
They
is
put him in like
acceptable.
top of high tier mostly.
Yeah, I think high is a good spot for him. But yeah, no, Greninja is really good. Like, you're surprised. You get surprised by these kinds of things, and that's why it's important to play casually. Because every single time I found a character, and I was like, this character's really good, I played that character for a bit, and I had fun with it. And it's learning process. It's an experience, and that's really how you that's how you figure your shit out.
Yeah, what's funny is on the calling thing, we actually did that because back when I actually co-owned the Peach and Daisy Discord, we had like a couple of weeks to where we would just watch random like demo videos of like Peach and Daisy and just see like what we think they're gonna do. And we see all this stuff, and everybody just started popping up like, "Oh my god, they're gonna be top tier! Oh my god, they look so good!" And then turns out they are very good.
Yeah.
We were absolutely correct into assuming that they not only were top tier, but are heavily considered top 5 in this game.
Yeah, it's an easy call to make too. I remember when Ultimate was revealed and it was coming out, they had their Smash blog, uh, where they would
That
put
was-
updates all the time. They had pictures, they had videos of every single character, and like just a little short playthrough, a little short demo of the character. You know, I watched all of them. I was all up in that, and like I remember like watching it and like, oh, there's a little mushroom item that he sprayed him with, and I put the mushroom on his head like Earthbound. This is a new item, and like she'll go to my friends and be like, guys, look, it's the mushroom from Earthbound. It's gonna reverse your controls because it messes you up in the game. Yeah, no, I was very much on that speculation thing when it came out. I wanted everything. Like I wanted to know everything about this game.
It sounds a lot like back in Brawl where we had the Smash Dojo as well, to where like we literally just didn't have anything outside of that. It was just random pictures Sakurai would just post every single day. And then we found out about Snake and Sonic coming in, but we only found out about that because of like IGN posting about it, and then they posted the trailers and shit. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, no, I think
And
Snake was probably like one of the biggest surprises to come out of Smash. Probably ever. Like, how would you expect Snake? You know?
oh yeah, that's like I think to this day that's probably the biggest shocker in I think Smash history because like no one really ever expected Snake back then, ever at all. And then Sonic shows up. It's like, oh yeah, this is what we've always kind of wanted because like Sonic, Mario, that makes a perfect fighter. It's just that, and at the time, Sega was still going through its phase of like, okay, now we're actually just we stopped making the Dreamcast. It was a total failure. We're gonna stop making consoles now, so we're just gonna start licensing our characters, licensing our games out to other people, and that's definitely what happened. Um, I think the second biggest one that also may eclipse Snake at this point was Steve because
Oh yeah,
Steve
Steve for
was
sure.
like Steve literally broke the
Crashed Twitter.
entirety of
Crashed
Facebook.
Twitter.
And, yeah, it broke Facebook and it broke Twitter, but it's like he either is the second or the biggest surprise of all time because like no one ever really expected those characters just at all, and like when it happened, people literally were just like, "Holy absolute shit! It's Steve from Minecraft." Because like people were just randomly joking about it, like, "Haha, Steve from Minecraft. That would be a totally funny meme. Funny meme." And then it happened. It's like, wait, this is real. Wait, Steve was actually happy. Wait, what? No, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. We were joking. We were just joking. We didn't actually want Steve.
Yeah, no, that was it. Was like I remember how there was all this talk of Steve and Minecraft Steve and Smash, and everyone's all like, "This is the moveset," and the whole time I was just like, "I hate this meme. I hate this meme so much." And I was so mad because I knew for months, I knew it was gonna happen. It was bound to happen with how much people were memeing about Steve and Smash. I was like, these fucking idiots, they're gonna put Steve in Smash now because you don't stop talking about it, and then they put Steve in Smash, and I was like, God damn it! It was the meme. It was the meme from Yakuza where he's just like they're looking at the computer, he just goes, slams the desk, and he just walks out.
Yeah, I think honestly, the least hype trailer probably went to
Byleth, easily Byleth.
Nah, I would say Corrin. Corrin's like, cause like, here's the thing. In America, people knew who Byleth was at the very least. It got a lot of hate. That's just a reaction. Like, when Corrin came out, in America, nobody knew who the fuck Corrin was. Like, I don't even remember. Like, when, like, Corrin came out in Smash 4, I didn't even know who Corrin was. I'm like, who the hell is this? And then that's when, like, Nintendo was very slow on localizing Fire Emblem games. So, like, at the time Corrin came out, Fire Emblem Fates had been out in Japan for, like, almost a year. Meanwhile, in America, we hadn't even gotten the game yet. So, nobody even knew who Corrin was. So, it's like, who? What? So, like,
here's what I'll say on that. So on the Corrin versus Byleth thing, when it comes to Corrin, here's why I thought that was an interesting reveal. First off, the reveal itself, I was like, okay, well, this is kind of boring. Because like the way they introed it was like, it was the armies, and it was like, what are you going to choose? And then Corrin was just like, I'm going to play Smash Brothers. And it's like, okay, I don't know who you are. But when they showed the character off, I was like, you know what? This character's really cool. Her sword is a chainsaw, and she has long stabby bits. That's really cool. That's interesting. That's an interesting character design, you know? With Byleth had that kind of thing too. And I remember watching that reveal thinking the same thing. But it wasn't until like my third or fourth watch that I was like, you know what? This looks like an interesting character. Because with Byleth, the whole thing was Byleth came after 4 other characters that were incredible third-party additions that everyone was super hyped and excited for. Yeah. Byleth was the last one. Like, Byleth was the icing on the cake that everyone was looking forward to. Who's it going to be next? Who's this last character going to be? Fucking Fire Emblem. It had to be Fire Emblem. Corrin did not have the issue yet where everyone was like, there's too many Fire Emblem characters in this game. Corrin was kind of when that started. Now that Byleth came after that, I think Byleth's reveal was... just because of like the atmosphere that Byleth came in, much worse.
Well, and couple with that, they've thrown like a couple extras into the cast before we even started the Fighters Pass, right?
Yeah, like
like freaking like Simon Belmont from Castlevania. Who the hell knew Konami would actually give us these characters because they hadn't done anything with them ever since? Oh my God, King K. Rool is actually alive. Nintendo acknowledged his fucking existence. And then, like, down the road, we get all these third parties, and then Violet comes out, and it's like, God damn it, another Fire Emblem character. I'm not gonna lie, I still think Corrin is the least, like, hype from everything, just because people didn't even know who Corrin was. At least with Violet, because, like, people knew who Violet was, and it's just like, oh, really? Okay, well, I don't like this. Because at least it garnered a reaction. Like, Corrin didn't even get a reaction, to be honest, like, not that I remember of. Like, I think, like, the biggest reaction I saw was just, in that direct alone, was Bayonetta. Like, nobody even remembers that Corrin got revealed at the beginning of that direct. Nobody even remembers that. People only remember that Bayonetta got revealed at the end of the direct, which was the most funniest thing. It's kind of like... It's kind of like the same thing with like the E3 direct from recently, because like people don't remember that the hero got revealed at the beginning of the trailer for the E3 direct, and then everybody realized, oh my fucking God, it's Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. What in the hell? And then Banjo-Kazooie turned out to be probably the most disappointing DLC of all of Ultimate, which is like, it's such a shame too, because it's just like, I like Banjo-Kazooie, but man, it's so disappointing that they turned out to be...
Character could have been better, but I mean, the character's still a fun gimmick kind of character.
Oh, come on. I think that we should have got rid of Byleth and had just Banjo and just Kazooie.
That would be pretty good.
That would be kind of funny because, and that's not wrong too, because we did have Banjo-Tooie, where
Yeah,
they did
Banjo-Tooie,
separate from each
yeah.
other. So it's not far fetched.
I like how you mentioned the Simon Belmont thing, Foofy, because I remember for like years in Smash 4, I had a friend. This is when Smash 4 was still getting DLC. I had a friend who was all like, "Oh, I want Simon Belmont in Smash Brothers," and I was like, "Who the fuck is Simon Belmont? What is this like random ass JRPG that you're repping here with Simon Belmont?" And then I saw the reveal for Simon Belmont in Smash Ultimate. I'm like, "Oh, Castlevania! Why didn't you say so?"
Oh my man!
I had
Castlevania
no
Symphony
idea. Look,
of the Night was
my only
jam.
experience with Castlevania,
Symphony of the Night.
my only
yes.
experience was playing the Virtual Console on the Wii of like the original Castlevania. I'm playing a bunch of that. I played so much of that, and I was like, I liked it. I liked Castlevania a lot. No idea that guy had a name.
Okay, so
You should have played the
Symphony
third
of the
one.
Night. Oh my god, it's artwork. You gotta just.
If
what
you haven't
were
played
doing and
Symphony of
go
the
do
Night,
that.
Well, dude, Castlevania is so big. Like you figure that Netflix show that they've got, like
No, but the one game is just like art among all others.
Yeah.
it really is. Like,
They've tried to do that again over and it's just fail after fail after fail. But Symphony of the Night,
like they try with Area of Sorrow, and it's just like it didn't work out. And shit.
It's
just like,
definitely-
they can try it.
overall, definitely a very strong franchise.
Yeah, I think my favorite game out of the Castlevania one is probably Super Castlevania.
Yeah.
I love the controls, and like that's actually where the angled whip actually started. It didn't even start until the SNES, and it's just like
where you could whip it around.
yeah, and then even have angles with it, because like in the original like 3 games, you couldn't even like angle it. It was the most frustrating thing because like the Medusa heads were like the most frustrating thing to deal with. And it's just like, oh yeah, you can't angle at these motherfucking things.
You just had to jump and then hope that you fall into them with the whip.
Oh my god! Either that, or like you had to have enough pixels to where you didn't hit the Medusa heads; they just knock you off a platform.
And just think, it's all thanks to the fact that Dracula is public domain, and everyone can use Dracula for whatever the hell they want.
I mean, to be
Bram
fair,
Stoker, legend.
Yeah, right.
to be fair, at least it isn't Simon's Quest, to where there's this random piece of land you're just walking for like minutes on minutes on minutes across. You're trying to figure out what the hell am I supposed to do here? And then they figured out like you have to like crouch at a certain point at the beginning of the entire thing just to get an advancement on the level. It's like, where the hell did this come from? And who the hell thought of this? Like, who the hell thought of like, oh, you have to crouch at this very specific spot or else you're going to get stuck here forever until you figure this out. I had no idea about this until I even looked it up online. I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Game
That's
design,
genius,
baby.
Game design.
Game
That's
design.
Genius. The guys at Castle Wolfenstein are just like.
It was like, if they can't get past the crouching part, they're going to keep playing forever until they get past it.
Let's
And
make
if
this
they
an
don't
arcade
find
game.
out, they'll play this game for 18 years.
25 cents a go.
Oh, don't even remind me of that. Oh man, that makes me so
First
sad.
step is 10 cents.
That makes
If you
me so
don't
sad.
crouch.
Oh man, that makes me so sad to remind me that Konami turned Castlevania into like a pachinko machine. It's just like, oh,
They turned everything into pachinko machines.
yeah, it sucks so much. It's
Like Metal Gear now is just a pachinko game. Like they don't make new Metal Gear games. They just make gotcha.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So unfortunate. Like,
Gotcha games are easy to make, and they're profitable.
I'm playing a Digimon game. It's Cyber Sleuth. I'm playing the DLC now, but a big part of that game is literally gotcha machines because it's in Japan. You go to these little gotcha machines, you spin it for 300 monies, 300 yen, and you get a little Digimon medal. And each machine has 30 medals, and they're all collectibles. And then there's like 800, 700 of them. I think there's 700 of them. And it's like it's kind of funny to me how gotcha is just such like a big part of this culture that they put it in this game, and they were like, yeah, it's gotcha, of course, Let's see.
Yep.
Arius is in chat here mentioning the Metal Gear Survive, the zombie game.
oh god. That
Yeah,
game was so
they had Metal
bad.
Gear Solid 5, which was a banger, and then they were like, zombies.
Yeah, let's make a Call of Duty clone. It's that the only part we'll have is literally just zombies, and then you have to pay money just to get another save slot.
Was that what they did?
Yeah, you actually had to pay $10. I think it was $9.99 per save slot to get a save slot, and it was the absolute worst thing I have ever seen in gaming. Like, oh my god, this absolutely sucks.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. It's just so anti-consumer. So a lot of the monetization stuff that they've been doing lately.
Oh yeah, it really is. It makes me so sad too, because like I still like playing the Belmonts so much. Honestly, I feel like I should still be playing the Belmonts to this day, because like they were my quarantine character alongside Violet. Like I started with Violet at the beginning of the quarantine, and then I went on to play Belmonts, and now my Belmonts are like really freaking good along with my Meta Knight. It's like, man, I feel like I should be playing these characters, and like I've gotten so invested into a lot of the Belmont community as well. Like the Simon and Richard Discord, it's not that great. Like, there's honestly a lot of depressing topics there because like everybody's like so depressed about the character. But then like I find some really cool dudes. Like, shout out to my boy Kane going to Glitch. My man Kane from Kentucky. That dude is chill as hell. I love that dude. I made a lot of his layouts for the Fear Heart. I'm like, this dude is fucking cool as shit. I want to do something for him. Like, hell, I even bought a freaking T-shirt with the Castlevania logo on it just to get him there. It's so good. Like, shout out to that dude. He's so fucking chill.
Apparently, that's also Bandicoot. Apparently, Bandicoot is also the kind of place where it's like there's not much going on. The labbers are all kind of like existentially depressed because the character isn't that good, and a lot of people don't play them. Yeah, no, it's a whole thing. We do have June here. June just followed. Thank you, June. June's been around the Discord as well, and I know I see June on Twitter often enough. Hi, June. But yeah, no, it's just these characters that just aren't quite as good. It seems like I just don't really know the mindset of their player base because it's like they play the character obviously because they enjoy playing the character, but they're just so like beaten down by it. Like it's like they get out of bed every day like for work. Like I gotta main banjo again today.
It's so sad to hear from Banjo too, because it's just like, man, that really just shows how like sad that character really has become. Because it's just like, oh
Okay,
man.
hold on.
Like,
June wants to know who's who because June's coming in late. I am Shnoork, host Shnoork. Up there, that is Dark.Pch. We're joined by Crown, and
Well.
up there is Foophy, and that's all of us. That's all of us. I've been meaning to put like name tags on our boxes, but I've been really busy lately with work, and I have not gotten around to updating the stream setup. So maybe next week.
Next week, baby.
We'll go for next week because I do have a lot more time off this week coming up. So
Get it working first and worry about it later.
yeah.
As usual.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna mention the one thing I like about the banjos is I'm in SA, which is the assembly for all of the character chord leaders for Smash Bros.
I'm honestly shocked that still exists, especially after what happened.
Well, that's beside the point. But yeah, no, with banjo chord, there's a couple of discords that are like more vocal in there. One of them is Hero Chord because Hero, they have one admin who's just always pushing the hero propaganda. But then there's also Banjo because they have one, I guess it's a sticker of pregnant Banjo, and it's Preganjo, and they've actually mass produced actual stickers of pregnant Banjo. There was even a tweet where someone was like, it was after Summit or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. Where someone was like, all right, who the hell put this pregnant Banjo sticker on my Switch dock? And he posted it in the chat. He was like, yes.
Oh my god.
It's really funny. It's so funny because everyone hates it so much. It's a very cursed image too.
Good
And you
lord,
know
I
what?
get it right.
If we do a JMU with Banjo Chord, that's going to be their flair. And we're going to keep that. That's going to be our emo for the week for sure.
Oh no. Oh no. Look, I know I'm not active in the Peach and Daisy Discord a lot. I just post Puyo, but like that's really gonna make me get me inactive for the whole week.
Look, you gotta go to Bandicoot. That's what
Oh
I
my
hear.
goodness.
They got the Preganjo. They have 100% more Preganjo than any other character card.
I know, like, uh, uh, um, for my brother mains Banjo, it is just like, man, for the work he's put in, it's like he feels so bad about the character. It's like, I love playing Banjo. I just hate the way I have to play him to win.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, that's just how mid tiers are sometimes. It's just, you don't have any flexibility with this character, really. Like, they don't have a lot of like creativity you can do with the character. You just have to like go for certain things because that's just what works. There's not really much else they can do.
June made an interesting point in chat here, which I was unaware of, because I mean I'm mostly only really in Paisycord, but saying that they wish that people in chords were more active, or they had more mains joining in their chords instead of non-mains, because places like Bayo chord and Zelda chord have less Bayo Zelda mains than like the actual mains. That's kind of worded a bit strangely. But I think the idea is that there's less people who main the character in that character's Discord, which I think all I can say is I think we have a really good mix where we have a lot of people who do main Peach and Daisy, we have a lot of people who don't, and I think we have a very good balance there in this community.
I would say the majority of people who are in the Peach and Daisy Discord are mostly Peach and Daisy
Yeah.
fans.
I was kind of getting that impression too.
I think there are some Discords here, like the Meta Knight Discord. There's literally just nothing going on there, but like posting just like the random memes, but sometimes very vulgar shit. It's just like, oh god. There are some Discords you just like if you're not ready to step into them, you probably should not step into them because there are definitely some that are just like, oh lord, no. And as far as for like which Discord did they say it was? They said it was the what?
In chat, they were saying it was Bayo and Zelda.
Bayo and Zelda. Okay. I feel like the Bayo. I feel like the Bayo one happened because of what else happened, But Zelda kind of surprised me because like I thought there were a lot more Zelda mains. I've met so many Zelda mains in my life. Like hell, I work with one myself. For those of you who don't know, he is a TO as well. His tag name is Wumbo. I work with him a lot. He's not streaming his own channel anymore, but he mostly runs tournaments alongside Gagged, and he runs tournaments in the Houston area. But he is a pretty damn chill Zelda main. Shoutouts to him. The other thing too is just that I really expected a lot of Zelda mains. I'm kind of surprised to hear that Zelda has like less Zelda mains than actual like other players. That's just like really. I thought there'd be a lot of Zelda mains because like I thought Zelda would be like one of the most popular.
I do think Zelda is pretty popular. I think Zelda was more popular at the beginning of Ultimate because like people were a lot more optimistic about her. But then as time went on, they kind of soured on her prospects a bit competitively. You actually kind of like jolted something in my memory because you said, "Oh, these Discords like the Meta Knight Discord where there's not too much going on," and you just made me think, "Oh shit, I'm sitting on like 5 resources for Paisycord that I just haven't gotten around to putting in the resource section. Like,
You
I have
remember
a Q&A here. I have, you know what? There was, Foophy's going to remember this. There was the threat range graphics from Zovra. I literally have it right here. And this is why I thought that we had it in our Discord and we didn't, was because I told myself at one point, you should put this in the Discord. And then I just didn't. Yeah, no, I have so much shit in here that I'm just sitting on for no reason.
I think a big reason that we see like a lot of bench sitters in these various main courts, Zelda or Bayo, people are waiting for something to happen. They're like, "Fuck, there's got to be something. There's got to be a new tech, there's got to be something," and there just isn't enough people actually trying to move that forward. And so you've got almost like a coliseum full of just people
spectators waiting. Yeah, no, I think that's a good way to put it, because I mean it's kind of the same with our Discord too. The only difference is that we do have people who mess around, like I don't know, that one guy Dandy Man who came out one day out of nowhere like, "Hey guys, you can just like chain turnip throws together like it's nothing."
Yeah. Well, yeah, there are definitely some that come up every now and then. it's not you're not there's not a lot of new tech to be found exactly with a lot of characters at this point because like a lot of the characters nowadays, a lot of them like you've found most of the tech that there is to these characters, except for like of course the newest characters with like of course like Kazuya and probably like a lot of the DLC characters. Um, One tech that actually did come up recently with a former character was Ryu. They actually
Yep, that
recently
coil.
found out that a old Smash 4 tech actually works in this game, and I'm like, oh no.
That's kind of weird because like, how did nobody test that? I feel like going from 4 to Ultimate, I feel like you're
Yeah.
gonna test everything.
Well,
I went through all my Smash 4 tech as soon as
Yeah,
Ultimate
exactly.
came out.
I feel like that's the first thing you do. Maybe it's maybe the Shoto chords were just like, whatever. Maybe they just didn't have as many people who were interested.
Coming from Smash 4, the first thing was short hop air dodge.
Yeah.
Does this work? Oh, no, fuck it.
Am I able to spam this in neutral and win? Oh shit, I guess not.
It's really bad.
I think I know too for like uh the Shadows just don't have a huge community. Like I mean, we're talking about the Smash community here. A lot of the Smash people don't know how to like actually input like FGC combos and stuff. So like the ability to play that with a GameCube controller or like any other like actual like controller and not like a fight stick or anything, you really have to think about that. It's just like, yeah, there's probably a reason why a lot of the like traditional FGC characters haven't gotten like a lot of tech down or like there's not a lot of people looking for stuff because there really isn't a lot of people at all in the first place that are
Yeah,
playing
I
these
think
characters.
that's probably the biggest thing is there's less traditional FGC mains in Smash than there are in actual FGCs. Because those characters don't really mesh as well with this game. They just don't do as
Well,
great.
you also have only like 1 in 100 people's a lab rat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much.
You need like 1,000 people to get 10 lab rats.
And it also doesn't help that it's good that we've gotten more FGC characters for the sake of like that diversity. But I feel like every single one that got introduced, they went from the last one to this one. So it's like Smash 4, we got Ryu, and people were playing Ryu. They revealed Ken for Ultimate, and then I feel like 90% of people went to Ken. If anything, 98% of people, because I don't think anyone was playing Ryu. And then Terry came around. Everyone jumped from Ken to Terry, and then they were doing Terry stuff, and then Terry was just better. And I feel like it's the exact same thing now. I feel like now everyone's labbing Kazuya because I feel like I'm just constantly seeing new stuff for Kazuya on Twitter and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I just looked it up. The smaller Smash Discord is actually the Game and Watch Discord, which
That's because
they had the revamp, right?
They had a revamp, yeah.
Yeah,
we did our
with
JMU
including-
with the new Game and Watch Discord, and we stomped them in the crew battle because Oshus came through and wrecked up shop like Oshus does. But yeah, no, like they definitely had a very small Discord because we went to their Discord for that one, and they did not have much going on. It was you could tell it was very much like a splintered community type of thing.
Yeah, the other smallest one would be me Sword Fighter and me Gunner.
That doesn't surprise me either, because who plays
That doesn't surprise me. But the smallest one that you probably wouldn't expect is Bowser Jr.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've been looking for JMUs lately because they're having a lot of trouble getting that kind of community engagement.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot.
Yeah. Apparently, most of their player base is like very young too. Like 13, 14 type of deal.
Got it.
But I guess that makes sense because it's Bowser Jr. He's the kid, so you're gonna have kids playing with the kid.
That's also very true. Because kids will be kids. They just do whatever the hell they want to do.
I feel like junior mains are kind of like they're always so ready to like remind you that Tweak played Bowser Jr. And they're always so ready to be like, Tweak, he's like such a good Bowser. He should play Bowser Jr. again. And Tweak's always out here like, I'm never playing Bowser Jr. again. Why would I play Bowser Jr.?
Yeah, he's always just like, why are you suggesting me this shit? Like, no. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what else to say other side for that. It's just like, there's gonna be some new tech coming around, especially once the final character drops. We're gonna be looking for some stuff. But what are you? I guess with the final asking from me before we end it, what is y'all's last prediction of a character?
All right.
Because we are just about close to it, and I'm very sure. Like I am like 99% sure we are getting this character at the Game Awards. Like the announcement is going to happen at the Game Awards, no matter what.
Okay, then why don't you start? Because you always you have an answer ready. I have an answer ready too, but I want to go last because it's kind of
honestly,
out there.
I think it's Sora. I think it's Sora.
So I remember when there was some speculation about Sora like a year or so ago, where there was stuff like, oh, there's something about a copyright that was showing up and stuff like that. But then it was also the whole issue of like Disney. Disney wouldn't really let them do anything with that, so it was kind of
Always
up in the
Disney.
air.
Yeah,
Various-
it's always Disney. But like, here's the thing: I've not seen a single bit of Sora in like any of the like Mii consoles or anything like that. I'm like, either one, copyright has bitched them over because of that, or two, they are literally saving Sora for last.
See, I
Because
just
they
suspect
already
it's a
revealed,
copyright
you know.
thing, personally.
What do you? I mean, what do you think though?
Well, that's just it. I think it's a copyright issue. I don't think that Disney's going to want to let them use any IP whatsoever, because you figure if you get Sora in the game, who else? You know, he needs to come with spirits. So what spirits are you going to give Sora, right? Okay, I'm going to give him Heartless. I'm going to give him like the little gremlin boys. I'm going to give him the bad guy. You know, you're going to give him the other protagonist. But then it's also like, how are you going to put Final Fantasy character in this game without any kind of reference to Donald and Goofy and Mickey and all these other like classic Disney properties?
And let's be honest, right? Disney's gonna like they came out with their own version of Netflix.
Yeah, Disney
There's
wants
no
to
fuck-
cling
they-
to everything.
They are not letting that go.
That's the
Yeah,
only reason I'm
well-
like, that's the big like doubt when it comes to Sora. That's all I
Okay,
can say.
well, what are y'all's other character predictions then?
Foofy, what are you thinking? Final DLC.
I have like my hopes, and then I have like my what it might be. You know,
Okay,
I
well-
hope it would be King Boo. I'm hoping, but
okay.
I'm a lame ass that way. My meme pick is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu in the building.
I'm down. I'm here for it. Dark.Pch, do you have any ideas there on the final DLC?
I got two that I think might happen. Either Crash Bandicoot or Ryu Hayabusa.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah.
Ninja
Crash is
Gaiden.
probably the most likely one.
Yeah, no,
Or
I
at
think
least realistic.
I would like to see Crash. I do like Crash. I remember I picked up that the Crash trilogy when it came out on the Switch, and I remember playing it. This was over the summer, and my parents had organized a trip to the UK. We were going to England, and so I was like, okay, I guess I'll come, because I didn't live with them at the time. So I was like, yeah, no, I'll come with you guys. And I was playing Crash Bandicoot on the flight. Very long flight. Could not sleep at all. So I basically was up like all night playing Crash Bandicoot, surrounded by sleeping people who want to sleep because it's 4 a.m, just resisting the urge to scream at this game, because Crash Bandicoot is some real shit. Like,
Crash
just like
Bandicoot is very loud.
the first one, just the first game where you're climbing the wall, and like there's like a billion jumps which are pixel perfect, and you have no way of like gauging the jump, and you're just constantly jumping, and you're just like, oh, you're dead. Congrats, GG's, start over. You know? Yeah, no, Crash Bandicoot's just one of those games. They wanted to piss you off. Let's see. You also said Ryu Hayabusa, which is Ninja
Yeah.
Gaiden, which I don't really have experience with myself personally, but I know that
On it?
it's a popular one.
I think the most realistic one is definitely probably Crash Bandicoot, because like that would complete the '90s like fight between like Crash, Sonic, and Mario, because like that's who it all was at the time. Just between those three, like Sony had Crash, Sega had Sonic, and Nintendo had Mario, of course.
Yeah, we have Arius in chat saying that their last wish is either Monster Hunter or Arlie. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna be honest.
Or I've never heard of Earl.
I don't
saying
know.
that
I don't think we're gonna get Monster Hunter because it's a costume.
Did get the mini costumes.
We
Yeah,
did.
that's right. But there has been a lot of Monster Hunter representation in this game, though, because there's that boss in classic mode, I guess, the dragon.
Rathalos.
Got a whole level.
Rathalos, and it's also an assist trophy. And now there's also the Mii costumes. Like, there's a lot of like Monster Hunter in this game without there being a Monster Hunter character in this game, you know. But then
Mystical Ninja
Arius,
starring Goman. That'd be another good one.
Mystical Ninja would be cool, but there's already a me costume of him now. It's like, man.
Arius had another prediction in chat saying, "Oh my God! After 2 years of DLC hype train, the finale is Goomba."
Now that would piss off the whole Smash community.
That'd be pretty great.
That would absolutely.
What's the one
Or
most
just, like-
useless character?
Or just like take some rando out of like Paper Mario or Super Mario RPG, like below.
Yeah.
You know,
Instead of Geno.
We all know what would blow up the internet the most, but like in a terrible way. We all know what that would be.
Waluigi.
No, another Fire Emblem character.
Oh yeah, that too.
That would just make everybody go like, "What the fuck?"
My biggest pick for DLC, I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it pretty much since the DLC pack came out, the Fighters Pass came out, where it's like we first got Plant and then we got the 5 DLC. I've been saying it for so long. I can just see the reveal where it's like you have the camera on the Pokemon Champion Blue. You got like you hear an explosion and then boom, there's a Pidgeot gets slammed into the wall. It's fucking knocked out. He says, "Go Blastoise," and his Blastoise gets fucking one-shotted, and then it's like Professor Oak. He's like, "You did it. You've completed. You're the champion now. Congratulations, Joey." And it pans over to youngster Joey and his top percent Rattata right there on his shoulder, and it's like, boom, youngster Joey. He's in the fight. He's got his top percent Rattata because it's like if you're gonna have a Pokemon rep, he's got to be good. He's got to be top percent Rattata, and I can just see it now. Like, give him Hyper Beam. Give him fucking Hyper Fang. Give him. You can make it just like Pikachu, basically. Dude, I want that Rattata in Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Rattata.
Iron Tail is just a regular A move.
Yeah, dude, he'd be busted. He'd be great. Perfect
Iron
IVs.
Tail is Nair.
Yeah, no, like you figure you can just like throw a bunch of Pikachu stuff on him. You can give him Quick Attack. He learns Quick Attack. Just like make it slightly slower. Maybe it's got a more damaging hitbox or something like that. There's so many different things you can do with
Quick Attack,
that.
but it spikes.
Yeah, like Quick Attack, but it spikes. Exactly, yeah.
When you say that too, it reminds me that like, oh yeah, there's a very real chance Sword and Shield could probably come in because with the
which is what Arius
DLC
just said.
stuff.
Arius was like, yeah, Sword and Shield Pokemon pretty likely to me.
Oh, well, how about that? Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea which Pokemon from that universe will probably be in there, but we'll see, I guess, if it comes to that.
Other than Rattata.
Other
Yeah.
than Rattata.
Yeah, other than Rattata, you don't know who it could be. With that being said, we've given our DLC 6 predictions. I think it's time for us to wrap up this podcast. We're at an hour. Dark.Pch has gotten no sleep. He's a very sleepy boy, and we got to respect his sleep schedule. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, whether it's live or on YouTube or whatever. You can come back again next week. We've got we're going to have a special episode next week. Special guests. You don't know what it is yet. You're going to find out tomorrow. Going to be same time, same place. It's going to be on my Twitch here, twitch.tv/Shnoork, and 2 p.m. Eastern. You can expect some cool stuff next week. I'll tell you that. You can also follow us on Twitter, Paisycord Podcast. I also did not put that on our end card like I was meaning to because I have not had time. But maybe next week. We'll see. Thank you all for joining me today. It's been great. I have been Shnoork, right up there above me. I always point to the boxes because I know that this is what people are going to see on stream. I have no idea what it looks like for you guys. But
It's
up
the same
there,
thing.
that's Dark.Pch. That's Crown, and up there is Foophy.
yeah.
Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you again next week. Have a good one.
Oh yeah.